Folks, how's everyone doing today? My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today we're doing a nice little throwback video of what I consider most likely the last unset we may ever see in a collector box and normal type of kind of specialty product here. So my patron over here, goes under their business name, the TRA Consulting over there, all the way in Long Beach, California, has wanted to do a case of Unfinity Opening. So that's what we're going to do today. And as we crack these 72 packs, 12, 24, yeah, 72 packs of glory, even with this little wrinkly one here. Not really sure why he's so wrinkly. We're going to discuss the collector box market and what I think is going on and why I still think the Rudy cheese stands alone. And people don't seem to fully understand kind of where things are at and what's going on. There remains a lot of resistance and kind of refusal to kind of go by the data in 2024. Beautiful, beautiful breeding pool. I still think these Galaxy Shocklands are probably some of the most beautiful cards or beautiful Shocklands we've ever had in Magic the Gathering. So just kind of, let's go over a few basics real quick here. These collector packs, just to kind of remind everybody, you get a box topper in these collector packs. You do get a bunch of silly cards with a silly acorn, in other words, the non-tournament legal play stuff. And you have these Galaxy foils. Now, these Galaxy foil cards are quite interesting because, to my surprise, there is still actually a good amount of these Galaxy foil cards that are actually still kind of regular cards in the set that are like $3, $4, $5, $8, even $10 a card. So there is some very bizarre pricing that comes with some of those things. I'm not really sure why or how some of those things are still holding. I always thought that was a funny card. The value, but these Galaxy foil ones are still quite interesting. I don't know if you guys want to comment below on why some of these things are the way they are. Remember, in the back of each pack, you still get your 2 lands, 1 Galaxy foil, and 1 regular. As I remember, because we do an Unfinity box opening maybe twice a year. We don't do this very often, but we like to kind of revisit these things. The Guess Your Fate, I always thought that was a cool card. Blue Ribbon there. Hat Trick in the Galaxy, and the Spelling Bee in the Galaxy. And of course, Professor Squirrel, that's what I like to say. Always a nice little teehee there with our double lands. We don't get a Galaxy Shockland in every collector box, but they are very expensive. To this day, I think they're still like $50 to $100 a Shockland for a Galaxy Shock when you can actually get them or find them. They are quite financially resilient. I always love the art on that elemental. I always thought that was kind of a neat little vibe there. And even these regular ones. See, when this product was designed, a lot of the value and a lot of the safety net of Unfinity was supposed to be based around, well, you know, the full art lands and, well, the shock lands. Specifically, the full art land slot here. That was supposed to be kind of what buoyed this set. That was supposed to be the safety net of this product. Prize wall, cool little card. Remember, 1 blue, you can get a ticket. And we got a little spectacular. Again, I'm not really sure. I know some of the cards are actually playable, but I still find it very strange that there are random cards in an unset that are not the lands and not the shock lands that are, well, you know, $5, $10. Icing, not icy, icing manipulator. And yes, folks, since I said it, yes, I know. I will be doing a video on the Rudy Alpha icing manipulator thing. I have not forgotten. I just have not gotten to it. Those cards are locked up in the Rudy Vault. I gotta pretty much get those things out. I kind of line them all up and pull them out of the cases and things to actually get that for filming to share the Alpha Icy thing with everybody. Nice little line cutter there. But anyways, let's take a pause there and let's go back to the actual the box prices here. So just to kind of give everyone a little history here, when this product came out, it did quite well actually at release. But again, this was kind of during very Urza's Funhouse. Rad Rascal. Ooh, Anime Graveyard. This product came out obviously in a time that, well, everything was kind of a little distorted and kind of crazy. So unfortunately, this product was not immune to the overprinting of collector boxes and even the draft boxes, which have finally gone on last call. And hey, saw in half. They've actually gone on last call finally. I love that bingo artwork, man. I always thought that was just the coolest thing. Anyways, because of that, this product came out. It was around hit a high, maybe 220, a collector box range. And unfortunately, post that, we went into the bear market for 2 years and just completely dragged this product down. So you have this product, by no means, look at that beautiful art on that. So obviously what happened is, well, this product came out, did well, and then the entire market in the Magic world collapsed, and the overprinting of this product, well, the market could not sustain based on the increased print run of these collector boxes, and we saw a huge collapse in this particular product's collector boxes, just like we saw with, well, every other Magic set in the last 10 years, except maybe a couple handful that kind of held their ground, as they say. So I would say this thing went from probably $220 a collector box all the way down to the Blast from the Past. Very cool card. This thing hit a low, really nothing. I was hoping. So by the way, just pause that conversation. That was box one. The only Shockland we got was the box topper. Just to kind of lay that out there. So we did not get a Galaxy Shockland worth $100 or anything in box one, everybody. So just to kind of give you guys an idea there, like I was telling you all, there is no guarantee. These things do have volatility to them. Now, it's really cool that, well, you know, we still get a guaranteed, you know, box topper in every single collector box. And this time we have a beautiful foil Temple Garden. And keep in mind, these Shocklands are like the low side, 15, 20 bucks. Some of these are about $25 a card. And that's not even the Galaxy foil version. So some of those things are still quite resilient pricing wise and have held up quite well. And like I told you all, the other chase things, and as far as financial value, there are people who still want these certain goblins and certain funhouse. These in the Galaxy foil, you go on TCG Player, there's quite a bit of these cards that are $5-10 a pop. There's more value in these things than I think the market wants to, I don't want to say realize or admit, or there's just, it's, you know, it's not what we remember from a year or two ago. Okay, the markets and things continue to change. Lifetime pass holder, they continue to shift, and it continues to make people like, oh wait, really? I didn't know that. So because of that, back to our conversation, you know, these boxes had collapsed in the crash and hit a low of probably almost $100 a box. These things had collapsed probably 50% from their highs, easily. Maybe 110, maybe, I don't know if they got below 100. I don't think they did. At least I don't recall. And if you guys want to tell me I'm wrong, you saw them for 5 cents. Hey, there we go. So box two here, our first one over here. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful Galaxy Watery Grave. So I would assume a card like this is maybe like $70, $80 a card. Very, very big hit right there. And again, I always saw it in the crash, like I made tons of videos on in 2023 and everything. You know, you have to buy stuff, and even though things are terrible and continuing to crash, and Amazon dumps, the stock market, everything was terrible a year and a half ago. Tug of War, beautiful little, see, that is just, there is something unique about these cards, and there is something unique about an unset and the Galaxy thing. You know, I always felt, you know, I bet heavy on these things, okay? I was always a big fan of unsets. They had a very light, playful enjoyment to it. And I always thought Unfinity, first of all, the public didn't like the whole stickers and the draft boxes and everything. They thought stickers on Magic was pretty dumb. But I always thought Unfinity wasn't actually a good product. And I did not think it was overpriced. Again, this was a victim of, you know, we are in a booming, kind of distorted, you know, economy during the COVID 2020, 2021 era. And this product got overprinted, and it got, you know, a lot of damage, and then the bear market hit, and it dragged it down really bad, okay? That's really the whole story that happened. That's, if you want a very simplified kind of history lesson, that's what happened to this product. It's really that basic and straightforward. It really wasn't anything special. This product didn't get manipulated and pump and dumped, and it was just, that's really all that happened. You know, Wizards took the data of the market going crazy, and they adjusted print runs based on what the data they had at the time. And the market was going crazy, buying everything. Rules lawyer. And then, well, when things shifted, the vacuum of a downward market just, it didn't protect anybody. And, you know, I kept a large position of hundreds of these collector boxes for myself, and I took it, you know, my cost basis, I don't remember what these were. This was pre-price increase, and we $170 a collector box instead of $180 or something. You know, this was a long time ago. So obviously when these things tanked to like 100, 110, you know, yeah, I got clobbered. I lost my ass on it. Now, I didn't sell any of them for 100, 110 like a lot of other people did. And unfortunately, there were many LGSs that had to sell to raise capital during these turbulent times, especially in a 2-year bear market. A lot of stores had to flush all the inventory, and it was a very sad, very volatile time, everybody. Remember that. Many times when you see a store dumping something on TCG Player, eBay, significantly below market, and the other store, oh God, they're trying to tank it and trying to push the price, boing. Remember, you don't know the reason, Surgeon General Commander. You don't know what's causing that person to do that. Or that employee is being told by management, we need money. We can't pay our rent and payroll next week. We don't know the behind the scenes forces that may be causing some of the behavior that you see on TCG Player or a store to dump things. Hey, old fogey, the old Rudy picture card there. I like it. So that is something I always like to remind people. The internet loves to take face value of when things tank or when they get mad at a certain store dumping something. It's a lot more complicated. Not Night of the Living Dead. Night Shift of the Living Dead. Don't try this at home. Very cool stuff. I still like it. I still think this is a decent product. I feel like this thing does not get the love and respect that it does. And it's because it came out, it collapsed from the overprinting in the bear market. Anyway, so let's resume where we were. So now, in the middle of 2024, the bear market is like, 9-10 months behind us now, everybody. And looking back at everything, yeah, if you had bought Unfinity, just like, well, pretty much anything, you could have bought the S&P 500 or any sealed product or anything. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful stomping grounds there. I love how we're getting the nice variety there, everybody. And we do have one Galaxy, and then I love how we're not getting the same one. You have to remember, these things have crawled back. Ready for as of the filming of this video on TCG Player. These things are back, I think, to like $165, $175 a box. Before tax, it was probably $180 shipped. Masterful Ninja always has a cool piece. Jace, Space Jace. And I mean, that's a huge, people don't seem to be understanding and realizing, this thing hit the low 100 is almost back to the 200 marker. Based on the path we're going and the amount of these boxes that are, exit to the gift shop, the amount of saw in half, there you go, nice hit there. The amount of these that are left online on TCG Player, and based on the current sales rate in the last 30 days, I mean, we are about 6 to 9 months away from being at all-time highs on a box like this. Unless, of course, we get some other outside event that stunts, resets, or tanks the market. But, I mean, that's... Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Box 3, Galaxy Hallowed Fountain. I'm just going to call them $75. I know some are 50, some are 100. Let's just go in the middle. Boom! See, that's what I'm talking about. If every other of these, if you get one of these things, every other box or something, I mean, holy cow. I mean, some of those cards, there's a lot of value in these things, man. Which is why I thought it was crazy that some of these boxes, and well, hey, Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, always a nice little hit there. Wasn't that in another little Comic-Con special event? Wasn't that in some other, I swear that thing was some other, was it maybe the Magic the Pony or something? Or San Diego Comic-Con? Ooh, do-it-yourself. I always thought that was cool. And, of course, beautiful Island. And remember, too, I don't know what these basic lands and the space, the Galaxy foil of basic lands are. I know back in the day, I think they were, I want to say $5 for the Galaxy basics. I don't know. I have to do a quick check there. But if I had to take a guess, even right now, I'm willing to bet regular lands, if I had to take a guess here, regular lands, $1 a piece. And I know you can make fun of me. I still think these Galaxy basic lands have to be $3, $4, $5 a piece. And I'm telling you all, think about what I just said there. Okay, run the numbers, okay? If you have 12 collector packs in a box, okay, and if we're willing to accept that every pack is $5 worth of basic lands. I know that may be rounding up, but just humor me. It may not be 5. It may be $4 and $3.97. It may depend on obviously if it's island or swamp or whatever. But let's say each pack is $5. That's $60 in value right there. Okay? In actual cards of demand and actually sell online and this and that. So not including all these random Galaxy cards that are between $3, $4, $5, maybe $10. All these different cards, okay? So if we're at $60 in financial value of basic lands between regular foil and Galaxy, you have a $20 box topper. So you're at $80, okay? And now if you're lucky and you hit one of the Galaxy cards at $75, ladies and gentlemen, you're already at like $150 expected value on a box that, a year ago was like almost $100 in collapsing that nobody wanted. Like, that's how distorted, like, that's what my brain looks at. And that's what makes me just kind of chuckle when everyone online is just so damn negative and just always just so bitter on everything. And, like, the data does not support that, man. Summon the pack, that's cool. Okay, our first time here, we did not get a Galaxy Shockland, but we have a regular foil extra Shockland in this box. So in box 3, not only do we have a $75 Galaxy Shock, we have our box topper shock and an extra. So we had two $20 Shocklands, a $75 Galaxy, $60 in basic. Like, this is insane. Like, not to mention the amount of other, even common, uncommon rares in the Galaxy foil slot that have desirability and actually sell. It's a very strange world that this set is in. And I believe that is why we continue to see the collector boxes and the prices continue to uptick, okay? That's why I think we continue to kind of see the market adjust, because simply put, a lot of this stuff was just, it was mispriced. That's my attitude with this stuff, okay? I think a lot of these things were just mispriced. And they were being priced based on emotion, and they were being priced based on frustration of everything going on and what we went through. And, a lot of stores, a lot of employees, a lot of managers, a lot of LGSs, distributors, everybody was frustrated because of all the problems and everything we went through. I think it really is that simple. I don't think Unfinity is a terrible product. I never did. I wouldn't have kept all the tons of draft boxes and the collector boxes for myself in the Rudy position, and beautiful, beautiful Godless Shrine there, if I didn't think there was any potential of future opportunity or future desirability of products like this. Historically, unsets actually hold their own and are actually decent products. Okay, and I don't know why all of a sudden that would change the big idea. And I think what happened was, the reason it changed is because everybody felt this was overprinted, and then we hit with the worst modern crash of Magic the Gathering, a 2-year bear market, and it completely just annihilated everything. Anyone who had any hope just got flushed and wiped. Wow, are you serious? A second. That's our third Galaxy foil. Holy smokes, in 4 boxes. Holy crap. This is probably the best Unfinity collector box opening we've done. Again, we've done a couple of these over the years in standard procedure. And again, I encourage people, go online, hit TCG Player, look at the normal Galaxy foil, look at the bobs, look at the prices of a lot of the other cards in the set. And I don't know who's buying them. I don't know why some of these have the demand they do. But I mean, even the Goblin here, the blank Goblin in Galaxy foil. Look at some, okay, there you go. Look at the prices of some of these things, even for a common. It's weird. It's truly weird, everybody. Anyway, so I just wanted to restate that, we've seen the amazing release, boing. We've seen the amazing collapse of this product, and now we've seen an amazing recovery. As far as the future, no, I don't think this product can go to $1,000 a collector box and all that silliness. I think this is probably just going to be a normal $200, saw in half, a normal probably $200. It could go to maybe $250, $300 in the future, especially if a couple of these cards continue to drift up in value. But a lot of it's going to really depend on, I think, Wizards' attitude, the reprint policy, the secret layers, because I still have been very vocal about, I don't think the path they were on with the secret layers is very sustainable. I said it for quite a long time, and I think as, people, let's put it this way. A year ago, when I was talking about the bottom of a market and print runs being adjusted, it was met with everybody just laughing and chill and this and that. It wasn't, because again, using the data that everybody had, the idea that after just collapsing and overprinting for 2 years straight in a bear market, that, Wizards would just change and adjust, Night Shift of the Living Dead, nobody believed it, and I think that's a very fair attitude based on the data that the market and the public had. There was no evidence that Hasbro or Wizards was willing to change anything. They just wanted to continue. Even Bank of America and Wall Street and penalized, and the stock tanked because, they were just killing their golden goose, quote unquote, Bank of America. And, they went on CNBC and Wall Street was just annihilating them because they were just tearing up their own brand. And, I knew that, I didn't know when, but I knew eventually there would be some point that they were going to be forced to change. I knew the path they were on was not sustainable, but the question was how long and what will it take for them to actually make that change? And that's really kind of the mindset I had focused on. And that was kind of my attitude of going into it was, we need to make decisions. This was my attitude last year, and I made a lot of public videos with you all. I knew I had to make decisions based on the market turning. Even if it was uncomfortable, even if it was scary, even if it was awkward, I knew the correct choice and decision to make was going to be kind of pivoting and, building positions and believing and still pre-ordering and buying new magic. Beautiful Temple Garden, everybody. I knew we had to maintain that path even in the face of failure, darkness, and losses that was constantly happening. Okay? And that was kind of what I ended up doing. And I look back at a lot of things. I guess I always bring up Baldur's Gate, but look at the Commander Space Chase. Look at Commander Legends 2 Baldur's Gate, right? Go on TCG Player. Look at the collector boxes. $205 plus tax. $220 shipped. A collector box for Commander Legends 2 Baldur's Gate, everybody. These were the boxes that had collapsed like 100. We continue to see across the board that all the prices are behaving that way. It is not limited to Unfinity. It's not limited to Commander Legends or Baldur's Gate or Adventures Forgotten Realm or really anything. We are seeing a similar percentage move across the board as the collector box market in the Magic the Gathering market becomes healthier and more stable. Mario Kill, beautiful art on that. Moving into, I guess towards 2025. It's been nice. It's been very successful. It's been very profitable for LGSs. It's been a lot more stable for distribution. And, I know you're always going to get the people that say, well, look what happened to Karlov Manor, Rudy. And, you're always going to have people that are going to handpick the one thing that doesn't do well and the market rejects. And every single year, we're going to have something that doesn't do well, okay? And this year, the worst performing set is by far Karlov Manor, and that's not really going to change anything. But we can't use one product that the market rejects and hates as an excuse to make bad decisions on the next 10, 11 sets, though. And historically, that's what human nature does. Something goes wrong, everybody starts backing away because they're afraid of the repeat. The emotions and kind of that attitude of past performance, future thing kind of really takes over. And it becomes a very, very scary, emotionally charged thing. And it creates a lot more hostility online, and stores order less pre-orders, and and then, of course, to be very blunt with everybody, then we start having sets like Wilds of Eldraine, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Ravnica, Ravnica Remastered, by the way, is what I mean. And then, of course, after that, we start going further, right? We have Fallout. Oh, yeah, I forgot Doctor Who also. We have Fallout, okay? Even Assassin's Creed. And then Thunder Junction. And now we got Bloomborough coming here. In all these products, they are good products. They have all been very successful. You may not like the product, Assassin's Creed, maybe you're not a Fallout fan, maybe you didn't like Doctor Who, maybe you thought Ravnica Remastered, what could they possibly put in the product since everything's been reprinted in zero? You may feel that way, but it doesn't mean the market, and it doesn't mean the performance of the product is going to agree with you. Meet and greet, sissy. I always love that. And that's hold on. Where's my, we got the Galaxy land, where's the regular land? Where's my regular land? Are we missing it in the pack? I think we missed it. Do we not get a regular land in that pack? We had a little glitch of a pack there, everybody. So that's kind of my attitude here, and I think that's why it's important for me. I like to go back and do these different Phoebe Head of Sneak. That is so, look at that safe, that vault there. That looks really neat. That's why we like to go back and do, whoa, okay, hang on. Okay, so in this pack, we had 3 lands. Okay, so we had a factory error there, where the last booster pack was missing a land, and this pack had 3. And see, moments like this, just to remind everybody, this kind of stuff happens. It doesn't mean someone's tampering with your box and you're angry at your local LGS and you want to return your TCG player order. Glitches and things happen, and factory errors happen all the time. That's one of the important things that I like to do this on YouTube, and share these videos with you all, because you guys get to see when we get upside down cards, backwards cards. I mean, look what just happened. That's the first time I've ever seen an Infinity pack, well, skip a land, and the next pack had a bonus land. And, ooh, Watery Grave. Oh, those are galaxies. Okay, so we're wrapping up the video here, everybody. And I guess the question is, are we going to get one more Galaxy foil land in the last box, everyone? Soul Swindler, Steam Flogger, and of course, Swampy with a Galaxy Swampy. So I guess my closing comments to everybody out there who's kind of interested in listening to this stuff is that, as the market continues to have a very good year, a lot of opportunity will continue to be made in previous products, and of course products that had collapsed in the bear market, and we will continue to see a lot of recovery and upticks, and I expect it to have a continuous slow grind. I don't think anything dramatic happens. I still don't think we're going to be in for a big boom like the 2020, 2021 to the moon era and money machine go burst. I don't think we're going to have that. I don't think we ever see it again, possibly in our lifetime. And I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear. A lot of people keep waiting for the next big thing. And I'm sorry, but there's a good chance that we may not experience that again, like in our entire lifetime. It may be what it is, everybody. So I think we're just going to continue on the path that we're currently on, the flavor judge. I think the path is, a slow, painful, quiet grind that goes higher, and it's still the public is still unwilling to accept the success that Hasbro and Magic is having right now. Even myself, I'm not a huge fan of the direction they continue to take the Magic the Gathering. I think the overdoing it of these universes beyond, and then with Marvel, hey, Richard Garfield, PhD, there's a nice little throwback. All the universes beyond, and coming with Marvel, Final Fantasy, Assassin's Creed, Fallouts, and Doctor Who, and it doesn't really feel like old school Magic to me. Obviously, everybody's super excited about Bloomborough because they said that feels like the old school Magic, and that may be the case. But I mean, hey, oh my God, another Galaxy foil Watery Grave. Holy smokes, this is the best Unfinity collector box opening I think we've ever done on this channel. That is incredible. So that's 4 Unfinity Galaxy land hits in 6 boxes. And of course, Black Hole. And I really hope some of you out there, Stellar Pup. I really do hope some of y'all out there actually go on TCG Player and you actually price check some of these normal cards in the set that are actually in the Galaxy foil, because it's a really mind-blowing thing to see that these cards are $7, $8, $9 for some of these Galaxy foil different cards in the set. Like it's truly, another Dungeons and Dragons. And again, foil Dungeons and Dragons swords. Some of these cards are not worthless. So what an awesome video. Like I said, we only do this every couple months. So maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times in a year. But normally I try to kind of revisit twice a year. Mr. X. But what a really cool throwback today. This was a nice experience, everybody. And, when we filmed this video, doing an Unfinity box opening, probably 6 months ago, the Grand Cauldron. Space Chase. The last time we filmed this video, everybody, I think Unfinity collector boxes were around maybe $130 to $140 a collector box. Today, when we're filming this video, 6 months from the last time, the box prices are probably in the 170s plus tax. So as we continue to drift up to $200 a box, right now if you bought 1 box in TCG Player, it's probably going to cost you maybe $190 shipped. That's the regular price for this product. And I still think that's pretty cheap for a couple-year-old. Are these 2021? Where do these stand to the bottom? 2022. 2022. This is, we're in the middle of 2024. We're 5 months away from 2025. And I know it's just, time's a pretty crazy thing, everyone. And I think it's tough to accept. It's tough to accept the prices and the market movements. That was something I learned on Wall Street when I had a real job a long time ago. One of the biggest things that was always difficult for myself and clients and customers and different things, the firm, it was very difficult to accept many times that no matter how crazy or irrational or much I didn't agree with something, it was difficult to accept that the market is just going to do what it's going to do. And no matter how much you agree or disagree with it, the market is going to continue to just grind forward in the direction it's just going to do its thing. And man, that is just such a difficult, like I had when I was younger, I had a tough time accepting stuff like that. Because when I had my real job and career when I was younger, I dressed all nice, everything. And, every time, and, this was a time when the stock market, everything was just collapsing. And it was so difficult to go to work every day and to try to do stocks and bonds and financial planning, with normal American families when every day the entire world would just collapse. And no matter what you bought, the next day you lost money. And it was a very, very difficult thing to talk to people about, try to discuss their financial plans, when literally the market had done nothing but just go straight down. It just goes straight down every day. And it was and I look back at that time, and I just want to remind everybody, this is, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it was around 8,000 when this happened, at the lows. The S&P hit devil's low, 666, all this stuff, and now to see everybody talk about, well, Rudy, are we in the next big crash? And, we're on the edge, the market's, a big bubble. Well, it probably is. But guess what? That bubble can last tomorrow morning, next month, it can last 20 more years. And, I look at all that stuff, and it's funny to see the Dow at 40,000 when in 2008, 2009, 2010, how difficult and how negative, and everybody thought the world was ending when the stock market was 8,000 and 7,000. And now it's at 40. And people sound exactly the same as they did, 15 years ago. There's no difference. And it just makes me smile because I know in the next 20 years, when the Dow Jones Industrial Average, breaks 100,000, breaks 200,000, Dow Jones hits 200, 300,000, or the S&P 500, breaks 10,000, 20,000. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes life's a little bittersweet. And I think sealed product reminds me of the same thing. Because there's always going to be some hot new thing. And there's always going to be something where the world ends. There's always going to be something where people just give up. And it just kind of makes me chuckle sometimes because I feel like people just don't see it.